Thank you, thank you. We've got to cradle it like, a very sacred object that it is.
Absolutely.
So, we're giving it good energy and good vibes because obviously somebody is going to be taking this home. And hopefully it will serve them well as they also go to Japan. So, guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it then? It's going to be Takaki versus Saif Al-Hacker 55 for your grand finale on console.
Yes, thank you so much, Semra. I think that's the closest I'm going to get to a trophy in my lifetime.
Most definitely.
But regardless, it all comes down to this. We have our current qualified world finalists watching, waiting, seeing who's going to join them. Futi Facil of Brazil, we have Rael Fabiano of France, of course, Kalahar of Mexico. All have punched their tickets already to the console platform world finals.
Yes, you talk about Shark Tanks.
Yeah.
There's, as we said already, we've gone through the format of what these players do to get to this phase. It's one thing to get to this phase, it's a very different one to get through this, and so grueling as it has been through the amount of kind of pitfalls that they have had to handle going through all of these tournaments and through all of these games and through all of these months, as it were, of gameplay. And it all comes down to this. And it is so gilt-edged, as it were.
Gilt-edged is right. We are underway in our console grand final. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Saif Al-Hacker in the home strip defending the goal that Takaki's attacking. And what a way to start! All day long we've been saying Japan, they're lacking a representative so far in the world finals. Takaki has taken it upon himself here in the opening 4 in-game minutes from this counter-attack.
Yeah, it's a 3v2 there. You just see there's one pass, brilliant one-touch pass to just lay that one in. And again, it's a wonderful start for Takaki. You see there, just a flick around the corner. I believe that is Nico Barella there to sweep that one home. And again, it's advantage Takaki very early on here in this final. As you said, what, 5 in-game minutes? Well, not even that, 4. Yeah. Wonderful start for the man from Japan.
If you thought the group stages were bonkers, wait till you see these knockout stages. No doubt they are going to be even more high-octane eFootball. Credit to Takaki. After starting his group stage campaign with a 2-1 loss to Mestre. He's going to have some defending to do now, but he finds himself in the grand final with a goal advantage to defend if he so chooses. For Saif Al-Hacker, of course our Asia West regional winner, Afro-Arab League 2023 champion, a rising star of the eFootball world. Well, he's given the ball away in defence and Martinez squares it to Calhanoglu! And have the lights just gotten a little bit too bright for the man we were just talking about? Because Takaki has doubled his advantage, Wes.
It looks like he's learnt from those mistakes. The ghosts of the FC Barcelona finals may have just been put to bed. Takaki, again, it's really lax from Saif. Really, really lax. And it's a gift at this level. You cannot be giving those types of gifts away. Again, it's a square across the box. And it's easy as you like. It's 2-0. And we could really be staring down the barrel here of a huge upset.
It's not what you want to see if you're a fan of Saif Al-Hacker. 24-year-old from Jordan finds himself 2-0 down in the opening 15. Just can't seem to get a a real foothold in this match so far. A reminder, in the grand final, both on console and mobile, we have 120 minutes and penalties if needed. Of course, that's if they're tied at the end of 90, and 120. We need a winner from these matches. And those winners will represent the blue side of Milan at the World Finals. Chance at redemption, a long-range strike, and that is a rocket! That is a bolt from the blue, for the Blues. What a way to finally introduce yourself to a grand final. Saif Al-Haqa, take a bow.
Excuse my impression of an 80s wrestler there, but Lord, what a hit that is! That took me straight out of my soul. What an absolute hit that is. And what a way to get yourself back into the final. Really good ball movement here. He gets the ball away. It just absolutely crunches one. You don't save those. I think you could put 3 goalkeepers in there and he's not stopping that. That is a thunderous hit from Lautaro Martinez.
Oh, seen some really neat, tidy finishes from Lautaro Martinez here today at the club finals. That one might just be the pick of the bunch in a different category, really. Part of me was questioning whether or not it was the right idea to shoot from that kind of range, but that's why Saif Al-Haqa has made his way to this console grand final. Martinez beats his man. Left stick dribbles his way through. It's an improvised knock on there from Takaki. Barea here for Saif Al-Haqa. Some jockeying going on. There's a, well, needed a deflection there, I think, in the box.
He's certainly setting up the what is informally known as the knock-on controlled strike, which is what essentially he's setting up here. Certainly trying to get that ball, just roll it out of feet and then hit it. Gets a bit more purchase on it than just a regular controlled strike from that distance. Saif certainly trying to pull out all the tricks here.
All cleared at the front post, but only as far as Pavard. And these chances getting closer and closer for Saif here. Through a real forest of defenders and opposition players. Connects with none of them, though. And the scoreline remains 2-1, and it's a scoreline, Wes, that Takaki is all too familiar with so far today.
Yeah, it's certainly become the 2-1 master. Every game that he has played has ended in that scoreline, whether it's been for him or against him. I think if he was to ask him now, I think he would take that result all day long here, but I don't think he's finished, and I don't think he wants to let Saif Al-Haqa off the hook.
Yeah, Martinez really drives one in! And what's happened there? It's Sanchez who tucks it home. We'll have to get another look at this, Wes. I think it's Sommer who's at fault here. Not enough purchase on this.
And it's a stunning cross into the box, or at least a stunning ball into the box. You'll see it again here. Deflected, ricocheted. That was basically pinball, and it's one errant leg of Alexis Sanchez, which you'll see here again. He just sticks a leg out. You just see it there, just pokes it out, reaches it, and then any other day that goes over the bar, it hits the bar. Instead, it nestles into the roof of the net, and Takaki now leads 3-1.
Well, at first glance, I thought Sommer maybe could have done better, but honestly, there's a bit of sympathy there for him. That deflection is really difficult to deal with. Didn't have much time to think about where to put it, but for Takaki, it reinstates his 2-goal cushion. And for the first time in these FC Inter club finals, Takaki's part of a game that's not going to finish 2-1. Lovely drag back, Çalhanoğlu on the overlap as well. What can he produce here? It stood up for Sanchez. What is crazy, Wes, is a 2-goal cushion in a grand final. You think, yeah, Takaki He's in control here, but Saif has proven his attacks can be so clinical. He's looking to formulate another one here. Alexis Sanchez, Çalhanoğlu to the feet of Thuram, Martinez. Too many defenders in his way that time.
Yeah, he was going to need it. It was good build up there by Saif, but defensive rearguard of Takaki has certainly come to the fore in these kind of the last few minutes of the half here.
Sanchez can't find Martinez, but a interesting point to raise is Takaki is used to saving his subs. I'll come back to that. Defending to do first. Sanchez, nice dribbling to try and worm his way away from Damian. Comes back to him in the end anyway and is able to play out from the back, but Takaki likes to save some of his more pacey players, so that may well pay off in the second half to come. For now, 3 minutes added on, we're in the third of those, as it is cleared up field by Takaki.
The right thing to do at this point of the game, especially when half-time is about to be called, just get it away and stop that last-minute goal being put on you at half-time. But what a start here. You can see there the 3 shots, 3 goals, 3 on target, and 35% of the possession for Takaki.
It's clinical. It's clinical, and we started today by not only watching a 4-4 draw, might I remind you.
Yeah, but yeah, just the small matter of a 4-4 draw.
Small matter, but also saying that at this stage of the competition, having gone through the 3 rounds to get here, the weeks, the months of qualification, when it gets to this game, this is the game you're aiming for, the grand final of your platform. When those chances appear, you need to take them. Same rules as in the group stages. You see a chance, you take it. That's what Takaki's done so far, and that's why he finds himself 3-1 up. The big question, I think a lot of viewers at home, and definitely me internally, no doubt you as well, Wes, is asking, what kind of reply does Saif Al-Hakka have? Because the occasion can get to you. I mean, I know that applies to both sides, but a 2-goal advantage for Takaki. It's difficult to overturn as we move into the second half here. Of course, the sides swap, and Takaki almost is in there to commence proceedings.
Well, interestingly, these two would have faced each other as their last group games as well. So see Mkhitaryan look to try and run in field and trying to get a strike away. But we saw these two play each other in their last group game. And we talk about hot hands and we talk about, psychological advantages. They do appear in video games and with esports folks. Let's not get it twisted. It's not just as simple as turning up and plugging your controller in and playing the game. It's very much humans behind these sticks. It's just whether that's had a little bit of almost a frightener on Saif Al-Hakka and maybe made him freeze a little bit on the big stage here.
Chance for him now. If he could get this passage of play correct. Juan Cuadrado. Just keeping possession, being very patient. Will only result in a throw-in. And a chance with a break in play to really assess what's going on with both sides' lineups. This is a very delicate point of the game. Not certainly this phase of play, as it resumes quite quickly actually with Saif Al-Hakka. Cuadrado looking for that run of Barella. He's found him as well. Vital intervention, but that trophy stood up between us, Wes, is what is at stake for essentially whoever can close out this second half in the lead. Thuram with a header and Bastoni! A real chance. Squandered.
Yeah, it's a half chance, but it's a chance nonetheless. I mean, again, if that goes in, it certainly changes the complexion of the game. And you're quite right in saying the differences in the lineups here. Takaki, for example, seems to opt for mobility in the first half, going with Sanchez rather than Thuram. Then, as we said before, leaves it to more tired legs and more tired players to go up against a fresh Marcus Thuram that has those physical attributes that we've been talking about. But it allows Takaki to almost morph his game a little bit, allows those balls into Thuram, finds it around the corner. Oh!
Martinez! You spoke it into existence, Wes. Thuram with the hold-up play, just that little bit of space, the pocket of space he finds to feed the man who's been on red-hot form today. Scores his umpteenth goal. Lautaro Martinez giving Takaki now a 3-goal advantage, 4-1.
It's been decisive in moments like this, and decisive moments. It's about being clinical and it's about being decisive. It's not having any element of doubt in your gameplay, and certainly that's what I'm seeing here from Takaki. It's a case of ball goes into him. He knows exactly where he wants to put it and knows exactly where his other players are to connect to. As a result, it's 4-1 up here. He's very much in the driver's seat, and you have to feel that it's almost as though that's going to be the one that takes the wind out the sails here for Saif Al Hacker.
It might be the one that takes this trophy here, Wes, back to Japan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and also, again, if we say that let's just call it argument's sake, this result stays as it is. Takaki, as we said, home field advantage, home country, home support, all of those factors can really roll in, and FC Inter might just have a real star on their hands representing them at the World Finals in Tokyo.
A big in-game 30 minutes plus stoppages for Saif Al Hacker. He's made it this far, so he's proven he can hang with the best of them. It is a hard mode challenge though. Mkhitaryan back to Thuram. Oh, almost repaid the favour. But what a story this could be for Takaki. Martinez waits for reinforcements. They come, but the final ball sadly does not. After qualifying for the first club event finals of the season in Barcelona, made it to Barcelona in person. If I remember correctly, it was back in February, so a couple of months to kind of ruminate on the shoulda, woulda, couldas, to bounce back immediately, come to the Inter finals, make it through the group stages, and be in this position now. No disrespect to Saif Al Hacker, because there is still time on this clock. But if Takaki pulls this off, I might even argue that Inter is a bit of a better fit for his play style than Barcelona.
Yeah, I think that's almost become apparent from today in terms of FC Inter clearly have attributes that are well worth having in your squad. If you look from their squad from front to back, you know, their centre-backs are Bastoni and De Vrij, you've got Martinez, you've got Thuram as forwards, you've got Calhanoglu and Barella and Cuadrado and Sanchez. There's so many kind of almost all-stars to call into your squad and call into your repertoire that realistically, chances are that's a wonderful ball from Cuadrado. Oh, and he's offside though.
Oh, I thought he was onside.
I think we both did with that ball. That was a phenomenal ball. And the toe of Cuadrado is offside, but it's offside enough.
And no doubt fans from the Saif Al Hacker camp will be breathing a big sigh of relief as he now, after a bit of a let-off, can maybe chance his hand at attacking here. More patient play, but Cuadrado was almost in on goal moments ago. Back on defensive duties. Good ball though, Arnautovic. Cuadrado inside his man, goes for the right-footed strike, and it's just dragged past the open goal, wrong side of the post.
Such a hard skill to pull off when you've got a right footer on the right side of the field and he tries to curl it back. It's always going to curl the other way, and you've got to go some to really beat the goalkeeper with that type of strike.
Just feel maybe that sums up Saif Al Hacker's day, or at least this grand final. Played incredibly well in truth in the group stages. Has to be careful, has to get 3 goals It's looking more and more likely we will be getting a Japanese representative in Tokyo. The more this time ticks on, but we cannot understate it enough. This console group stage here for FC Inter has been one of the toughest we've seen. Saif Al-Hacker will still have opportunities here in this game. Thuram. Just a real wall of players. Back to Thuram, saved by Sommer, and you just think with that save it might be one that guarantees this console grand final and the trophy between us. Whereas goes back to Japan. Saif though not giving up. Arnautovic to Cuadrado. Regains the ball on that far side. Mkhitaryan, Bastoni, Thuram. Pavard just held his ground.
Anywhere will do if you are Takaki at this point in time.
Thuram, Martinez, strike from distance. And well, that is a beauty. Not the first, maybe not the last today from Lautaro Martinez. But with the time so devilishly against Saif Al-Hacker, it cuts the deficit to 2. But it's a little bit late in the day for my money here, Wes.
Yeah, I think so. I think looking at it, I mean, it's a fantastic finish. Let's not take that away from the goal.
Standalone goal, fantastic.
It's a brilliant goal, but it is just a little bit too late. So she ticked into the 89th minute. We'll see how generous or how kind of shrewd the referee has been with the time added on. We've seen comebacks. We have. But this falls into that highly improbable but not impossible type of realm because it's so close. It's 5 minutes added on. He'd need to recover the ball now and really go and do some damage with it. But instead, he's giving the ball away.
Yeah, Martinez can start the victory lap, I wonder, here for Takaki. Thuram to Çalhanoğlu. And there is the victory lap. From Hachan Çalhanoğlu, 2 goals today from midfield for Takaki, who has scored at will, unfazed by the console grand final, unfazed by his adversary here. Saif Al-Hacker bested in the group stages, 2-1. This one a bit more definitive, and we will have a Japanese representative in Tokyo at the World Finals.
It's a worthy victor of today as well. We saw it in the early going with the game against Mestre, and we thought, well, if he can come through, he might just have that to his bow. But fantastic performance from Takaki all the way through today.
And there is that final whistle that confirms Takaki will be your console representative for FC Inter. He wins and is console champion here at the club finals. Congratulations to him, because today, I mean, for us as commentators, sat here in cold blood, was a journey. For these players, we keep saying it, months, weeks, hours of work put in, and for Takaki it's paid off. The ultimate price is the trophy and the tickets to the World Finals.
Yeah, and like we said, he spoke of the history of representing FC Inter. We'll see some of the goals here and some of the plays. That flick around the corner, it was beautifully done to start off in the early going, not 4 minutes in, and to see the way that, for lack of a better term, he demolished Saif Al-Hacker in the final. It was just a great thing to see. Yeah. I mean, again, I think I was more shocked by just how quickly it all started, really, because again, you don't think that there'll be nerves. You'll think, in the finals, there's going to be something that's just going to kind of dislodge him. In reality, he just put his foot to the floor and said, "No, I'm going to take this one away, and I'm going to make this definitive." And so he saw 3 goals. As you'll see, 3-1, and that was that one where you thought Sommer was at fault, and actually it was the deflection that really caused the issue. But again, we saw beautiful play not sooner after his substitutions. Brilliantly well-worked goal.
I think you were, at that point, admiring your own prophecy, Wes. You were just saying about how Thuram coming on is able to really feed his teammates. That goal was a wonder goal, truly it was. But at the time of the game and in the situation, just sadly for Saif was a little too late. You have to say, though, a massive congratulations to Takaki. I mean, 26 years old, first Japanese representative at his essentially home country tournament. That's going to be a big badge of honor that he can wear to his fellow countrymen later on in the summer. But he also joins the likes of Futi Fasil, Raul Fabiano, Kalahard in that grand finals later on.
The big melting pot that's ended up in Tokyo. I can't wait to hear how that goes.
So much talent there, Semra, and well, we only have one more match to come.
And we've completed the deck in the end, haven't we? A nice representative from every single country that has been competing at these competitions over the last few weeks and months. So it's quite nice in a way. And congratulations to him, because it was such an emphatic victory in the end. 5 goals. I mean, that's really impressive to do in the final of finals, right? To get yourself into the World Finals. Obviously, he wanted to make sure that he was going to secure his place in his homeland in Japan come July. Speaking of which, why don't we catch up with the main man himself, Takaki, and get his thoughts about becoming crowned champion of this eFootball Championship FC Inter. Takaki, tell me a little bit about how you're feeling right now. I can only imagine you must be absolutely overjoyed with this victory.
I'm so happy to win this tournament and appreciate it for my friends and family and supporters.
Okay, well, why don't we talk a little bit about the game itself, how you managed to actually win it. As we said, 5 goals. I mean, that's really quite difficult to do, especially against the most difficult competition of the day. You scored with Lautaro Martinez, with Çalhanoğlu. How was this approach to the game, and also how did you make the best use of these big-time cards?
I was very aware of their abilities, and also that making the most of their abilities was essential to winning, so I focused on that. They did a great job.
Okay, so tell me a little bit now in terms of how you might prepare for July. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to go. You've only just won this game now. But did you at least, at the back of your mind, ever think what it would be like if you did go to the World Finals, how you might get yourself ready, what the preparation might look like?
I'm happy and excited to be able to represent such a historic club and FC Inter. I would like to practice a lot with FC Inter players in order to win World Final in Tokyo.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Arigato. Congratulations. We'll see you in a few months' time. And yeah, obviously, it's gone swimmingly well for him, and someone in, I think we didn't really know too much about, if memory serves me well, coming into today. So it's kind of nice to see an unknown quantity surprise us all and snap up the main prize.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about it. When he appeared at the FC